Hello, welcome. This is Anshu Sharma here. Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of Harmonic Universe 2 description. In Harmonic 2 part 1, we discussed that Harmonic Universe 1 is consisting of dimensions 1, 2, 3 and Harmonic Universe 2 consists of dimensions 4, 5 and 6. These dimensions are in turn connected to our chakras, which you are familiar with. Chakras 4, 5, 6, dimensions 4, 5, 6 are connected to chakras 4, 5, 6, DNA strands 4, 5, 6 and density 2. In Harmonic Universe 1 or density 1, dimensions 4, 1, 2, 3 are connected to chakras 1, 2, 3 and the DNA strand of 1, 2, 3. Now, depending on where our consciousness is operating from, we connect to those frequency bands in a particular dimension. When our consciousness is vibrating in Harmonic Universe 1 connected to dimensions 1, 2, 3, then our consciousness only perceives the physical matter because the matter is dense, and we think our identity, we think we are only the body, and we identify ourselves as incarnate body. While in Harmonic Universe 2, our density, the density level of the matter composition of our cells becomes less dense or becomes lighter, and we start vibrating and connecting to higher frequencies existing in dimensions 4, 5, 6, which are in turn connected to chakras 4, 5, 6, and we have got more DNA strands activated. In addition to 1, 2, 3, now we have activated 3 more strands, 4, 5, 6. Obviously, more strands activation, more information we can gather from outside, from our astral and etheric fields, and we can vibrate at higher frequencies. So, and instead of in identifying ourselves as just incarnate physical body, we also become aware of our soul identity. Let's proceed further to matrix. What exactly is matrix? Matrix can be seen as forming a web of frequencies. In density 1, humans live in densest frequency matrix, where frequencies manifest as physical matter. Everything is vibrating at a lower frequency, resulting in our perceptions which are limited. We only see a limited light spectrum, and we also hear within limited sound spectrum frequencies. Each frequency band is separated by a sea, and then each density level matrix is also separated by a sea. So we have 2 thick bands of frequencies, density 1 and density 2, and they are separated by a sea. In density 2, consciousness perceives lighter frequency matrix connected to thoughts and emotions, where frequencies manifest metaphysically, meaning there is a semi-etheric matter, which is a combination of matter and energy. So we start perceiving our thoughts and emotions as well. Consciousness vibrating at a higher frequency allows more expanded perceptions. we start seeing beyond limited light spectrum, and we also start hearing beyond limited sound spectrum. We understand us a bit more, our awareness increases, and we also understand others. We understand our mind patterns or archetypes defining our reality. Once we understand that what mind patterns and archetypes are defining our reality, we can also see the collective mind patterns and archetypes defining human race or others' reality. We have the power to understand, amend, or delete mind patterns which are not in the best of our interest. In other words, we develop powers to change the course of our present and future reality. Consciousness is connected to the density level we are operating from. Consciousness is a state of being aware and responsive to one's surroundings. It is our awareness of internal and external stimuli. Awareness of internal stimuli includes feelings of such as pain, hunger, thirst, sleepiness, and being also aware of our thoughts and emotions. Awareness of external stimuli includes seeing the light from the sun or seeing a garden, feeling the warmth of a room, or hearing the voice of a friend. So whatever we are getting the perceptions from our sensory stimuli are external stimuli, and what we are feeling inside, which is the feelings of hunger, pain, and so forth, and also understanding what thoughts we are thinking, what emotions we are feeling, they are all internal stimuli. So how much conscious we are of these, and accordingly we perceive our external and internal reality, and we also make a connection between the two. We perceive ourselves separate from God or source is due to the illusion created by the phenomena of the holograms. Depending upon the density or hologram existing in a particular time and space, we perceive differently. Time and space are also the result of a hologram. So our perception resulting from holograms placed in particular time and space location will be different to what we are perceiving as reality to when we start connecting to the higher holograms of, say, of universe 2. Then our perception will be different. In density 1, we experience motion in linear form. In density 1, our consciousness or awareness is partly conscious but mostly unconscious. We go about life thinking we have no control over our destiny or reality or future. We live in an illusion of linear time and space. We think we are bound to the time and the space, and the time will move slowly, and then one day we will get to where we are going to get. So conditioned consciousness operates through egoic mind, whereby the human mind is conditioned with thought forms that are learned, programmed words we associate to our life experiences. So in density 1, the mind is continually programmed by the information we repeatedly identify with. we can't discern when we are operating, or our consciousness is operating in density 1. So we take it as a truth. Whatever media is saying, we take it as a truth. Whatever information TV is relaying, we take it as a truth. And we find we have no control over it. Rather, we imbibe the thought patterns which are or the programs which our parents or friends are throwing at us, and we also start sort of acquiring them, thinking the same thought they are thinking, going to the same mind patterns, and we think the life is what it is. But it all changes in density 2. When our consciousness expands our awareness to become more expansive and all inclusive, it ascends higher from egoic mind, generating positive emotions, feelings, and experiences. Higher mind imparts wisdom and knowledge, and also in turn generates happier external realities. Heart and brain frequencies combine to create better and happier life. Expanded powers create one's and others' lives. So when we graduate higher to density 2, we basically expand our consciousness, and to what that limited mind was thinking, me and my family, we start expanding our mind. We start understanding the causes of our external reality, which are the thoughts and emotions we are feeling. When we connect the two, we develop the power to change our thoughts and start thinking better thoughts. So when we do that, it means we develop powers to create our reality, and we can change our lives by thinking better thoughts and also feeling positive emotions. Integrated masculine and feminine consciousness ascends duality, becoming unity, where one sees others as an extension of self only. So within our own bodies, if suppose we are operating more from feminine consciousness, we also have masculine consciousness, which is embedded deep in our subconscious mind, but on triggering or emerging, we can emerge those characteristics. And similar, the masculine, depending on your unique circumstances, you can emerge the necessary masculine or feminine frequencies and start operating or using them more in our lives. At one point, gradually we start integrating both the frequencies, masculine and feminine consciousness, and once we do that, then we ascend duality and come to the unity consciousness, where we start seeing others as an extension of self only, whether it's a male or a female coming into our life. Consciousness perceives thought forms before they come into reality. So if a particular thought form is come into our reality, you start perceiving it much before it makes your reality. For example, if we start thinking negative thoughts that I am ill, I am a victim, and so forth, then before they become your reality and you actually feel and become a victim of somebody else's life, you start changing your own thoughts and feelings. So once you perceive the thought forms before they execute or come into your reality, you can change them. Time and space also collapse into here and now. Time is perceived as a circular and both space-time as now. Time is perceived as linear in density 1, but it becomes circular in its perception becomes circular in density 2. Means whatever the cause we gave out, or we were the cause of our past, or whatever actions we took in the past, and whatever we are receiving now is the result of what we did in the past. So it becomes a circular time. So now we are enjoying the fruits of our past actions, but also suffering because of our past actions. So time becomes circular. And that way, both time and space, as we can manipulate now. Before, it took us, say, for example, 10 years to come out of a particular consciousness, but when we are operating from density 2, we can do it faster, because we can catch the thoughts and emotions, perceive them now, and we can change before they become our reality. So everything becomes faster. One experiences faster and sometimes instantaneous manifestation. So I will do a separate video on density 2 consciousness and perceptions of fifth dimension. How it becomes faster, how space and time can be manipulated more when your consciousness is operating from density 2. So let's continue with our current topic, which I'll make a video of this topic later, so stay tuned in my channel. Body. In density 1, we exist as physical body, or we perceive that this is what we are. And of course, the physical body is made up of organs, bones, blood, and other dense liquids. At physical level, soul expresses itself on the physical level or physical plane. In density 2, one acquires powers to travel in mental and emotional realms through mental and emotional light bodies. So earlier in density 1, when we were operating our consciousness in density 1, we were only able to travel certain distances physically. But now in density 2, our awareness increases, and now we can travel not only by our physical self, but we can also travel with our mental and emotional bodies. These mental and emotional bodies are called light bodies. There is an awareness of how bodies interact and impact each other, and also the whole simultaneously. One perceives positive and negative semi-etheric bodies existing in fourth dimensional astral plane. We become aware of them, and we can also, if there are negative entities around in our astral field, then we can protect ourselves. Now, type of matter also changes. In density 1, matter forms are primarily carbon-based. Carbon-based compounds exist within our physical body and also in earth bodies. In density 2, embedded lighter frequencies in the body changes the chemical and organic composition of our physical body. The body becomes carbon silicate based. Increased crystals formations in the body allows faster, expansive mental perceptions and processing. Physical body does not disappear, but it becomes lighter on account of the changes in our food habits and exercise routines. So now in density 2, our body changes because there are more crystal formations. It becomes lighter. So in addition to having a physical body, a lighter body also emerges and strengthens within. And now that we are available, now that the mental and the emotional bodies are available, the light bodies, it allows multi-dimensional travel. With multi-dimensional travel comes multi-dimensional perceptions and also communications. In addition to having a physical body, a lighter body also emerges and strengthens within. So again, allowing multi-dimensionality. Now, with so much is happening within our body at density 2 level, then obviously our identity changes. Before, we just thought that we are the incarnate physical self. But now we are thinking, no, we are also having a soul body within us. The level of self or perception of God source in density 1 is stationed in dimensions 1, 2 and 3 is called incarnate. The level of self or expression of God source in density 2 in density 1 of Earth is our planet Earth. Each identity represents a collective larger identity of all the being and physical matter residing on it. What is happening within is also happening in plants, animals, earth and planets and galaxies. So human beings, plants, animals, all the living matter constitute a bigger incarnate identity called Earth, the physical Earth in density 1, and a body, billions of cells constitute a physical body in density 1. Level of self or expression of God source in density 2 changes, because now our consciousness is stationed in dimensions 4, 5 and 6. And now we, in addition to calling ourselves as incarnate physical self, we start calling ourselves a soul, or having a soul body or a light body. One's personal self-identity shifts to soul identity. And this soul identity is multidimensional, capable of bilocation. Soul or light body allows more expansive travel, more expansive communication, and more knowledge and more perceptions. Because now, as soul self or with a soul body, we can travel to dimensions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also in addition we can also travel to higher dimensions 7, 8, 9. In consciousness, we were traveling in this all the time, but as human beings, when our consciousness is limited, we feel limited. But now we feel a little bit more expanded as we identify ourselves as soul. So wrapping up, in order to understand better, I have explained these terms separately, but in real life, these are energetic and physical biological structures with consciousness, each affecting the other and all operating simultaneously. There is nothing like separate chakras or separate DNA strand, separate matter or identity, or separate intelligence and matrices. So they're all simultaneously working. In density 2, we become more conscious of these processes which our mind and our body is undergoing. Our consciousness is multidimensional, operating under 5 harmonic universes. We have discussed only 2, but actually our consciousness is traveling into 5 harmonic universes or 5 densities. In ascension, there is a gradual increase in our consciousness on account of triggering, unlocking and activating more DNA strands and more perceptions through our chakras. When more DNA strands start activating, more chakras start activating, getting more informations or more frequencies in, pulling more frequencies in, and there is an increased particle pulsation rate, which determines the rate of frequency, and the rate of frequency determines one's level of perceptions and consciousness, and our level of perceptions and consciousness in turn forms our reality. So please do watch the attached video on particle pulsation and density, which you can now understand a bit more. One graduates from egoic, limited personalities or identities to embodying a soul level, multi-dimensional identity. Astral fourth dimensional entity awareness increases. One becomes aware and in control of one's own mental patterns and archetypes forming our realities. So when we are aware of the entities, the positive and the negative entities existing in fourth dimensional plane, then we can take self-protection, and we decide what if they are positive entities, then we allow them within our consciousness as we shoo them away. So that's all for today. We have discussed harmonic universes 1 and 2 and also comparisons between them in brief. So this will, I hope, facilitate your motivation to ascend higher, develop more psychic powers, and live a better, more informed life in self-sovereignty, where you decide the reality of your life and also the future destiny, where you are become the archetype or architect, king or queen of your life. Please share this powerful transmission so others can also benefit and others can also aspire to ascend higher during this time of great awakening. If you see in form or in mental form the various levels attached to your consciousness, then you aspire to go higher in your awareness. So if you have not watched part 1 titled Density, part 1 of this current talk, which is the part 1 is Density 2 Harmonic Universe you are living in, post it on my YouTube channel Anshu Sharma 90. You can watch it now. And in addition, you may also like to watch the previous video on Density 1, which is titled as Ascension from Egoic Consciousness of Harmonic Universe 1 to Harmonic Universe 2. So please like, share and subscribe this video for others to benefit in this time of great awakening. Please leave your comments, suggestions or requests below. And thanks again for watching. Lots of love. Till we meet again, take care.